Hi guys, I'm Matt Kriesel, CEO of SurgiLock. Today I'm going to talk in the lab here in this setting about SurgiLock and kind of go through the technology itself and how it works, and then all the features that really does make SurgiLock really remarkable for the OR. So first, let's start about what it's made out of. SurgiLock is made out of an Elastac material that we deemed Elastac, made out of soybean material that is green to the environment. In this particular piece, I have two pieces of polyurethane film between the gel, and you'll note that I can take a pen, stick a hole through it, seals back shut. I can take a lighter. Some of the interesting properties are that it retracts heat. I can take my finger, and this is literally 2 sheets of paper thick, take and put my finger behind it and watch it burn. The other thing it'll do is you'll note that I'll take a hammer, put my hand in the middle of it, so you can see through it, and literally spread energy laterally. So we took that technology of Elastac and moved it into a surgical platform called SurgiLock. SurgiLock is a unique properties, whereas 3M on the backside, you'll note that with a very strong adhesive, we have a nylon type Teflon type of material here in SurgiLock, and I'll pull off the release liner. What you'll note is that you can take instruments, any kind of instruments, even something as heavy as a hammer, and it won't move, but you can literally lift them off. Now, I can take that same SurgiLock and I can turn it side to side without moving, where it won't flex move to the sides. What SurgiLock does and how it reacts, if you looked at it under a microscope, it's a cross-linked polymer who has a molecular structure that grabs side to side, but multi-directional, but yet you can lift it straight up. Rubber gloves won't stick to it. You can take the rubber gloves, put them on there, and all of those properties. SurgiLock here at a 45-degree angle, it grabs the suction, irrigation, and the cautery. And I'll demonstrate that with just a set of hoses. You can put it on there, and wherever it comes in contact, it'll grab it. The other thing it'll do, if you take the cautery and you put that up there the same way, it'll grab it. And how that works is SurgiLock works with a slow release. So I can take a marble onto this 45-degree platform, and you'll see that it's a slow release as it goes. So we can take the cautery, put it up there, it'll grab it without falling off. Another feature that SurgiLock is really noted for. Having those properties in the OR does a number of things. It is really the only true line of defense for true hands-free needle transfer on the market. SurgiLock, as you can look at some of my other YouTube videos, you'll know we turned the bovie up to 200 and put it on cut and coagulate a piece of steak side by side, and it virtually can eliminate all of your OR fires and burns. It makes a much larger landing pad for your needle transfers in your bovie, so you're not trying to just hit this very small little box on the bovie pad, right? So now it gives you a much larger platform for a true hands-free needle transfer as well as a bovie transfer. Guys, the other thing I'm going to do is show you how you drape for and where SurgiLock placement is for open heart, as well as just any other particular case you're doing, whether you're in the trauma or whatever you're doing. So, but after it's introduced to the scrub tech and on the sterile field, the nurse just simply peels it back and exposing the 3M adhesive on the back. And one of the things that we've noticed over time is we can take that river of hoses that how, in the circulating and they're opening things and the room is kind of chaotic, right? And then they throw everything up on the field. With us, you can lay SurgiLock and all your river of hoses over the field and leave them in a tight pattern, and then take SurgiLock, the adhesive, and just stick it down onto the field, which allows your working end of your instruments, and then they pull the release liner off, and now the working end of the instrument can be much less. So it organizes the field. The other thing that I'll show is in an open heart, we leave it on a back table towel. We'll take a blue towel as such. We'll put another towel in the middle, and you can probably see the outline of that towel. And the towel clips allow you to move it around. If you're saphenous vein harvesting, you can move it down on the legs. If you're up here on the chest, you can leave it here. And then you'll note that the needle drivers or anything, there's a hump or a camelback in it, and they'll just take your towel clips and clip it right to the drape. And in this example, when the surgeon's doing an open heart or on the thoracic procedure, they can just continue to never look away. They just leave the rings up. The nurse can do a true hands-free needle transfer. Obviously, this is not a needle driver, but you take the rings, put them down, and they can just do a hands-free needle transfer without looking away. A lot of times, those surgeons are using their loupes and their monocles, and it's hard to look lateral. So with this example placed down below the belly, it allows them to do chest procedures without ever really having to look back or try to go any direction. Once again, another surgical tip for SurgiLock as it pertains to laying it out on the field. The other thing that we do by virtue of the molecular structure and the technology itself is we are bacteriostatic, which means we are a line of defense for infection as it pertains to instruments not falling off the field. You don't have to worry if it drops through that 42-inch line, if it's going to be sterile or not. We virtually can eliminate OR drops. So the other thing that I would say is once it's up on the field, it is translucent. You can x-ray through it. Another thing you'll note is I can take a hemostat and just poke it, and if you lay your needles face down in it, you can drive it through if you really tried, but for the most part, we got studies ongoing now where transfer of needles, you can lay a needle face down. If it pops out of the needle driver, we'll grab the needle. So we are a non-absorbing technology, which means blood and fluid will not absorb running through. So we are the only true line of hands-free needle transfer on the market. We virtually can stop or eliminate OR fires and burns. We are the only thing that really keeps your OR on time for efficiency by eliminating the drops in the OR. So you get to the end of the day, 3, 4 in the afternoon, you don't have everybody on overtime. We are a true line of defense for infection because things don't fall off the field, and it can stop anything from going into that questionable range of non-sterility. And we are bacteriostatic by nature. You can x-ray through it, translucent, and it is not absorbing. So SurgiLock comes in a number of sizes and shapes. It comes in 2 standard sizes, which are standard 10 by 7, and you'll see the 10 by 16 comes in that design. And then we also built a SurgiLock that has a true neutral zone in the middle, a hot zone on the end, and a true hands-free transfer. As the CEO of Medical Lock, I really appreciate your business. Everything that we make at Medical Lock and SurgiLock is made in the United States of America. I look forward to potentially trialing at your institutions, and I want to hopefully try to make your ORs safer. Thank you for your consideration.